Okay. Just thought I'd make a quick discussion about mainly from my perspective, or from like this perspective of customer and loyalty and all sorts of stuff, like anti-consumer. How it doesn't just affect. I'm going to be referring to Cyberpunk a lot here because that's the most anti-consumer thing happening right now. But Sony's doing it. A lot of companies do it to a certain extent, but Cyberpunk and CD Projekt are like 100% it, and Sony aren't exactly hiding it either. But Cyberpunk's the easiest one to refer to because it involves Keanu Reeves, Alana Pierce, she's on YouTube, she's on Twitch. She used to be a games journalist, write articles about certain games like that. And this is on what douchebag companies, being anti-consumer, how it doesn't just affect their product. Like, to get it out of the way right now, Cyberpunk has made me 100% wish nothing but bad luck towards CDPR. And even if the game is corrected and we get the product we purchased, I will never enjoy it because of the amount of anti-consumer, fraudulent crap that's been pulling for the last 4.5 months. And how it has affected other things. So, like Keanu Reeves, if he brings a new movie out this year, just say in 2021, a new movie comes out starring Keanu Reeves. Prior to Cyberpunk, I would have gone, cool, another Keanu Reeves movie, I'll go watch it. I am a huge fan of his. Alana Pierce, the other one, bringing an article talking about a particular game or a particular subject. I would go, cool, I'll watch it and I'll consider her opinion and stuff like that. But since Cyberpunk, that's been flushed. Nothing against Keanu Reeves and Alana Pierce because it's not their fault. So I don't hate Keanu Reeves. I don't dislike him anymore or don't like him any less. It's just I cannot trust his judgment in products anymore, purely because of what the company CD Projekt and CD Projekt Red have done. When a business of any kind release a product, so it doesn't matter what the product is, whether it's a movie, a game, music, doesn't matter what it is, but we're going to use game and we're going to use CD Projekt and Cyberpunk as the example, and then we'll use, what's a good example, Saints Row and the handful of wrestlers. If you look at Saints Row, third DLC, was it 4? I can't remember. But there's a mission where you got to go rescue someone, and Rowdy Piper is involved in the game. I'm not going to spoil anything. Like, I 100% recommend going and playing it. But it paints like Saints Row is not what I would call the most high fidelity 4K awesome graphics or anything like that. It's passable graphics. The characters are probably one of the best rigged characters of any game, in my opinion. I've got a thing for rigging. So, like, I wonder if I can show you with this character. Probably not. Like, if you use different animations on a character, and there's not really any way to show you with this character. But if like a joint moves and there's like a weird bump or a weird squish, like a joint moves. Actually, one of the characters in there, when you go to the team screen, when you go to view them all, how they're doing like an animation, one of them holds a gun out and goes like, "I want to shoot you," but you can see the arm looks a little odd. But Watch Dogs in general, the rigging is quite passable. It's better than a lot like GTA. Their character rigging is not real good. Like I notice a lot of the issues. But that aside, getting back on track, when a game does something well and respects the person that they're borrowing, because let's face it, they're borrowing that person. Excuse me. So Saints Row's the good example. They borrowed Roddy Rowdy Piper. Again, you do a mission, you go rescue someone, he's involved. Excuse me again. The person you're rescuing is in dream state. Again, not going into too many details because I would rather you go play the mission. It is a really cool mission. And Piper is the sensical one. Like, yeah, a crazy wrestler is the sane person in this situation. But they do nothing but respect the character. Yeah, they take the piss out of everything because it's an over-the-top comedic game. And then when you play that mission and you see Piper, like you see him do a wrestling match, something you see nothing but respect. And when you think of him being in that game, you think of nothing but good things. But then we go to CD Projekt with their use of Keanu Reeves. This is the perfect example. This is the worst way you could treat someone's. They say the mods. They were saying like, please respect the person that they didn't want you to have the sex mods with Keanu Reeves. You know, I think it was the Love Doll or what they called it. Yeah, Love Doll, Sex Doll, whatever I don't care what they call it. They said, please don't make mods including the real life people. If they're fictional people like one they've made up, that's fine, but don't use real life people. But yet they show more disrespect by releasing a fraudulent product with his likeness in it. So from now on out, whenever I see a Keanu Reeves product and I relate him to Cyberpunk and I see nothing but badness and hate and disrespect and you name it, that's what you shouldn't be seeing when you see Keanu Reeves. That is a bad situation, and CDPR have done it to the max because every single real life person that is involved in that game, Lana Pierce, that streamer or YouTube, whatever it is that does that, excuse me, there's a mission where you got to collect rescue a guy who's having a malfunction with his man bits. You got to take him to a Ripper dog. Like, he's been disrespected. Like, yeah, the mission itself, it's a light-humoured mission, but the fact that it's in a game that is nothing but fraudulent, like, it is 100%. If you look up the definition of fraudulent in the dictionary, you see a picture of Cyberpunk. I know I'm going to whip that joke, but like, it's legit. If there is another product in the world that is more fraudulent than Cyberpunk, I'm yet to see it. And the fact that they are doing this to every single personnel, so Keanu Reeves, Alana Pierce, and all these other ones, like the Bozo guy with the grenade in his nose, like the guy that played him, apparently he's a real life guy as well. All those people are being like bad light, very bad light. So these companies have to stop with this. Excuse me, give me a second. Okay, clear that out of the way. So they need to do more of a Saints Row thing. If they're gonna make a mission and have a actual real life person or a celebrity or whatever, show some respect. And if you're gonna ask your customers or modders to show respect for the person as well, you 100% have to show respect. When companies like CD Projekt show the opposite of respect to Keanu Reeves, and then modders bring out the modders of the love doll, whatever they're called in the game, and then go, please don't do that, show respect for Keanu Reeves, but yet they're doing the 100% opposite of showing respect for Keanu Reeves by releasing this as a fraudulent product, then it's kind of like the devil saying be nice. Like if you're a religious person and Beelzebub turns around to you and go, don't break the 10 Commandments. It's like, hang on a second, you're the devil. You broke all the 10 Commandments, that's why you're where you are. It's like, see, a lot of these companies don't think of that. It's like, it's not just CD Projekt. Like, let's face it, Sony's doing the exact same thing, but to a lesser extent. They haven't got a particular person or celebrity or whatever, personality, whatever, in their system. Like, it's not like Sony's representing, I don't know, let's randomly pick one. Just say Arnold Schwarzenegger. They haven't got Arnold Schwarzenegger and using that as a selling point. They're not like saying the PlayStation 5 is like Terminator. So they're not doing it to the same extent. But CD Projekt are. They're using Keanu Reeves as a selling point. They're saying like, Cyberpunk 2077 has Keanu Reeves, or Keanu Reeves is Cyberpunk. It's like, and then you make it the most fraudulent product on the marketplace, and expect us to not feel like whenever we see Keanu Reeves, we're going to see this fraudulent product now. I would rather it be like every time I see Keanu Reeves, I think of all his awesome movies and his real life actions of being a nice person, like donations, like when he made The Matrix. He gave a good chunk of his friggin' pay as donations. I would rather remember Keanu Reeves as that, rather than, oh, Johnny Silverhand from that fraudulent game. Oh yeah, what was it called again? Oh yeah, that Cyberpunk thing. And it's also the same with Mike Pornsmith, the guy that created Cyberpunk. They are also disrespecting him. So now, like, whenever I see anything Cyberpunk, even if it's got nothing to do with CD Projekt, Mike Pornsmith could release an artwork he drew of Cyberpunk, and he could label it. So it's his creation. But because CD Projekt defrauded millions of people on purpose, because I've got the email that says, yeah, we're doing it on purpose, and we are not going to deliver the correct product. All I can see now from Mike Pornsmith's artwork that he signed and like that, which I should have seen as a nice artwork, cool world and something like that, I should have seen, that's good. All I can see now is this fraudulent product. And that butterfly effect, or that sort of stuff. And it's all by choice. They've chosen to do this. They've basically ruined the reputation of anybody who was involved in that product. Whether they're meant to do it or not. When I say meant to do it, I mean meant to ruin their reputation. Like Keanu Reeves, they've ruined his reputation. Because I still like the guy. Keanu Reeves as a person is a nice person. Like the fact with the Matrix, with his donations of a lot of his pay. That's all good actions. But then when you look at it and you go, well, he's in Cyberpunk, that fraudulent thing. It drops in weight. It's like, it's a negative thing that should not have been placed. They should not have done that to him. They should not have done that to anyone that was involved in the product. And they continue to do it. Pal Sesko tweeted out today. Quality product. Some guy made a like a movie, in brackets, movie from Cyberpunk the game. They used mods to make a camera rig. They used voiceovers and stuff like that. And all I can think of is like this dickhead, Talsesco, who thinks that all the gamers don't respect and appreciate the work. So you can play the game for 5 minutes and realise how little effort they put into delivering the product that they promised, and how much effort they put into defrauding and ripping off the customer base. So, like, you've actively gone out to screw over every person who bought that game. You continue to do so with 100% effort in not delivering their product, and wonder why, and not realise that you were screwing over not just your game, because let's face it, like, I'm never ever buying their products again. And even if they do fix the game and deliver the correct product, I will never enjoy it. Like, perfect analogy is, you can get a diamond. If you put a big pile of turd over the diamond, it is still a pile of shit. There might be a diamond in it. You could have the shiniest diamond on the planet, but if it's covered in shit, it's still a pile of shit. So, like, any person that isn't directly involved in the business, the company, CD Projekt, but was involved in the creation of this fraudulent product, they just got screwed over so bad. It's not funny. Like, Keanu Reeves is the diamond. He's the diamond. Or Lana Pierce is the diamond. But they might not be the shiniest diamonds, or they might not be the biggest diamonds. Let's face it, Keanu Reeves is a slightly bigger diamond than Lana Pierce. But they're still covered in shit. So therefore they're still piles of shit. It's like, we don't want to see that from our favourite celebrities or personalities or anything like that. And yet this company done it, and they're getting away with it. And that no one is taking into consideration this effect. So yeah, that's the discussion on that. I just thought I'd put it out there because, like, no one's discussed. There's no discussion about this. How this fraudulent product, because that's what I'm going to call it from now on, fraudulent product, because that's what it is, isn't just like demeaning or pulling down its own. Like, it's not just that you look at Cyberpunk, okay, that's a fraudulent product. You look at everything that's involved with said product and go, that's involved with that product. A good example is, just say a car company releases a car. It could be the best car company on the planet. We'll choose one. General Motors. They seem to do it fairly often. Nothing against General Motors, but when you bring out a half-assed product, and it has to be recalled, General Motors isn't the only one that's done it. Ford have done it, BMW have done it, Volkswagen, most car companies have done it. But just say they release a car that is actually killing people through a defect. Whenever you then see a General Motors product, you think of that car. And you'll go, well, I'm not buying that brand because that car killed people. Even if it's not, we'll make up some fictional car models. Just say General Motors bring out the Model 1 and the Model 2. Right? The Model 2 kills a couple of people and is recalled. The Model 1 could be the best car on the planet. But because it is from the same company as the Model 2, they're going to go, well, I'm not buying that car because it's lumped in with the one that kills people. It's the same sort of situation here. Like, a good example is The Witcher. I loved The Witchers. But now, whenever I see The Witchers, all I can see is Cyberpunk. And it's like, I am so not gonna like a game that is that. It's like, It's like, yeah, it's not going to happen. So they've only not inadvertently screwed over Keanu Reeves, Lana Pistol, all those celebrities, all their reputations. They've screwed them over. They've also screwed over Mike Pornspith's reputation. Because, like, if this game had delivered the correct product, if Cyberpunk had delivered, CD Projekt had delivered the correct product,
picking up an imminent threat in this
from day
area.
one. Like, I don't care if it was lacking in performance or whatever, if it was the correct product. I may have gone out and bought Mike Pornsmith's books or board games or whatever and given them a go. But now all I can do is that's Cyberpunk. It's like, that's that fraudulent. I'm not touching that. So it's like, yeah. So there's the ramifications or butterfly effect, whatever you want to call it, of this shitty company doing a shitty act and not just ruining their own product and their own reputation, but the people that were involved in it. Because let's face it, I can almost guarantee you, like Alana Pierce, she stated it several times. She had no input on the game itself. Pretty much they said, would you like to be in the game? When she's gone, well, yeah, a product that's going to be out there, I'm for that. And she probably believed, like everyone else, that the product was going to be what they promised it would be. So she's gone, yeah, sure, I'll be in it. She sent photos out. They stuck her likeness in the game. She done some voice acting. They put the voice acting in the game. They lip synced it into the game and all that, so it looks as smooth as possible when the lip syncing works. Because let's face it, that's buggy as hell. So she had good intentions, but they've screwed her reputation over by bringing her likeness into this fraudulent product. And she had nothing to do with the inputs. She didn't say, like, do this, do that, or do that. She's literally gone, yes, I wouldn't mind being in a game. Here's my likeness, here's my voice. And they just threw mud in the water. It's like, he's supposed to drink muddy water. So there's the there's that done. On a lighter note, if you've got Watch Dogs Legion and you have the Ubisoft Connect thingy linked up, there is a clothing pack. Jump on your Connect and if you click on it, claim, it's a free thing. Summer Festival pack or something like that. I wouldn't say it's the best one they've brought out, but I do like the patterns. Like the top I'm wearing right now is from that pack. Clothing shop. Wherever the nearest one is. Okay, what's this way is. Okay, I'm trying to remember where a clothing store is. Hi Ubisoft, can we please have an option to turn on the clothing store icons on the map, please? And can we have this skirt reskinned? Because this is the only pants or bottoms that I like sticking on my females, because all the other skirts and all that, they're like me being artist and rigging, and you know, as I've stated before in other videos, this skirt here is the closest to like realistic skirt there is. Like, there's other skirts that look nice, but without being pervy about it. Like if you get an upskirt, it's like there's a flat texture. The skirt's not a skirt, it's like a solid block, and it throws immersion out the window. So that's why incorrect rigging throws immersion out the window. Hence the reason why the game I've been discussing earlier, that throws immersion out the window, because there is so many. They keep throwing brick walls in your face, going, immerse this. It's like, and then they're throwing the roadblocks up. One just here somewhere, I think. No. Oh no, I'm in the wrong spot. Okay. actually I can quickly show you is best spot for clothing stores, Trafalgar Square, which is this location here. If you go to that one, this is the best place to go for any clothing stores. So if you're trying to, if this game would save the fact that you've seen those clothing stores and save it into your safe house, if it will keep that save, you can come here and get most of them. A good, I want to say about 75% of the stores are in this location. So when you want to do that, when you're in your HQ or your safe house, and you go to your vending machine that's in there, all the clothing stores are supposed to be available in there once you've visited them in the outer world, in this area. It's not saving that. It's not saving it. So once you exit the game and come back in, it's going, oh, you haven't visited them yet. But this is the spot you can go to. A bit. So I'll just quickly show you the new ones. This one, I don't think there's anything in full suits. Yes, there is. That one. So that's a onesie by the looks of it. Yeah. Doesn't have an option to put hoodie up. No. Okay. I didn't see any masks. Had a quick look through. I couldn't see any masks. There are no new there. Pants. There is a couple. If I go up. I think that's in this set. But Ubisoft give us some actual shorts, you know, like I can't remember what they call them, but like the exercise shorts, not these 3/4 run out of material long shorts and the high-waisted crap. Give us some normal pants. And if you go further up, there's some more up here. That one and that one, I believe, are in this pack. Tops, we've got the one I've got on, that and that are part of this pack, and there's one further down too, I believe. Oh no, that was it for the tops. Outerwear, there's that vest, and I think that's it for the tops. Oh no, and then there's those two, so there's that one, and then, oh no, and that one are part of this pack, and then if you go further up, there is also the first one I showed you, which is that. I believe they're all part of the same pack. I didn't notice any shoes. You can normally tell those store packs because it's got the little present icon, and I didn't see any of the summery looking shoes. Like there's no sandals, thongs, or anything like that in there. No joggers, nothing like that. So handwear, I didn't see anything in there. I could be mistaken, but the closest I could see, and there's nothing in bags. The closest I could see to anything like really cool was this top I got on, and a couple of the other tops that are in there. Like that one's not bad, that's not bad, that's not bad. So they're okay. They're not like, oh wow, this is cool. Some of the pants, none of the pants are really like, wow, this is cool. If, for example, these, where are they? The shorts that are in those, if they were like normal shorts, like shorts, not 3/4 or halves, and a slightly lower waist, that would be a good pair of pants. But yeah, if you like that style of pants, then you might like it. I didn't see anything in hats. Again, you're looking for the present icons. I didn't see anything in glasses either. Didn't look in earrings. No, that's all Christmas stuff. Okay. I didn't see anything in bags. And if anyone is curious, there's the customization stuff. You can't buy them in the outside world. You have to go to your safe house to buy them. But once you've bought them, you can then equip them in the, like for example, if I go to hairstyles, I can then equip any hairstyle for any character of the ones I've purchased. So for example, if I want that haircut, I can go like that haircut. And if I want to change the color, I can change the color, but only the ones I've bought. So there is a lot more colors, but those are just the ones I've bought. Prices aren't bad. They're not GTA prices, so they're not like $10,000 for a hair color. It's, I think that hairstyle color there is like 700 something bucks. The standard colors like that one is, I want to say, like 400 something bucks. It's still overpriced because let's face it, a hair color in real life, it's maybe 20-30 bucks. You go buy the dye. If you go to a hairdresser to do it, maybe 80 bucks or 100 bucks. Unless you're one of those, you know, as I brush my nose, or those kind of people, then you might spend, what, 200 or 300 bucks. But it's like, an average person would not spend that on their hair. The piercings, there's two categories. There's piercings, which is facial stuff. Does this character actually have any piercings? I don't think she does. So there's the piercings, and then there's the earrings. The ears are just on the ears. Piercings are usually like the face and stuff like that. That's why if you look in there, I've bought one, which is a different piercing in the ear, which you cannot actually see because of the haircut. But it's like a bolt that goes through the ear. But because I don't like a bunch of metal in the face, that's why I take it off. Body tattoos are obviously tattoos on the body. So like, for example, there's the arm tattoo. There's a full arm tattoo. Again, if I go to the safe house, you can buy them. But if you're not in your safe house, you can equip any that you have bought. All you have to do is go across the wardrobe. As you look in the shops, it doesn't go down to that sort of category. So, well, I'm going to call it there, guys. Quick roundup. If I was to suggest, if someone says, what game would you recommend to buy at this current point in 2021? Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs Legion at the moment is probably the best game that has been released in the last 6 to 12 months. That is not exclusive to certain formats and does not require mods to make it passable. So there are games out there that you can get that are like, they're okay, but if you get it on PC and you mod it, it can be a great game. Games like the Resident Evil 1 and 2 remakes. 2 and 3 remakes. They're okay. But if you get it on PC and mod it, it can be great games. So I'm not including that sort of stuff. And when people go, oh, what about this game? What about this game? It's like, or like Grounded or Spider-Man or... I don't like the Spider-Man games. It's Sunset Overdrive in a Spider-Man skin. But it could be a great game, but it's only on the Sony platform. So you cannot include that as in, should someone buy that, you can't go, well, buy that game. Because then if they don't have a Sony, if they don't have a PlayStation 4 or 5, they have to then buy the console. Same with PC games, if it's only on PC. So, Valheim. It could be a great game, but it's only on PC. So you cannot say that is like best game of the year, or anything like that. You cannot say it is. Like, it could have the best combat, best. It could be, if it was on all formats, you can say then, okay, that is game of the year. But because it's only available on one format, you cannot call it that. And that is my stipulation when it comes to, is this a good game or is this a bad game? To stipulate it's a good game or a great game, it has to be available on all formats. It could be a great game, but you can't go, that's game of the year, or I recommend that game because it's not available on all formats. That's why with Dreams, it is probably my favourite game but it's only available on the PlayStation. So an Xbox user or PC user cannot play Dreams. So I cannot say to people, I recommend that game, buy that game. Because if you don't have a PlayStation, you have to go buy a PlayStation. It's like, I do not expect anybody to go out and buy a console just to play Dreams. Even though, in my honest opinion, if you're a creative person, if you like Minecraft or you like that sort of stuff, Dreams, if you don't have a PlayStation, go and buy yourself a cheap second-hand PlayStation, a used one, and buy yourself Dreams. Because it is, I'm going to do a stream in a little while, in a couple of hours time. This particular stream is going to be more based on like the mature side of it. Like, how can you create mature content? What mature content is safe to release? Because the moderation system on there is its worst point. Like, the moderation system there is crap. It's disgustingly bad. But I'll discuss it in the stream on Dreams. So unless anything changes, hey LR. Oh, I'm surviving. Did you try your Watch Dogs on your console to see if it teared? I'm pretty sure the one that made that comment. And if you got Watch Dogs and you got the Connect linked, say Ubisoft Connect already is, this top I've got on, it's a summer pack. Go to your Connect, so when you start the game up, press Y on the Xbox to go to Ubisoft Connect, and go to your gifts, or what you call it, and then collect it. It's free. So it's got, earlier in the stream I showed it, it's got a handful of tops, handful of pants. It's nothing major, but it's a good change. And at least they're giving us something for nothing. Contract, okay, not interested. Yeah, I streamed a little earlier, really early this morning, because I was getting frustrated because my my dailies, the use takedowns on Kelly clans, it's kind of bugged, and it was frustrating me. I would recommend it. If you've played GTA, think GTA in London. Less trolley. And more affordable. Like, a good example is the clothes. Like, what's a t-shirt in Grand Theft Auto? $2,000? T-shirt in this? $500. And they're not throwing shark cards in your face every 5 minutes. So when you go to the store, if you've got no credits, like I bring up there, I've got 17,000 credits. It's not, you don't, if you go to the store with no money and you try and buy it, it's just going to say you've got no credits. It doesn't say, would you like to buy a shark card? So yeah. Yep, that's the one. Actually, I'm near some stores. I can show you a quick look at the prices, so you can see what I mean. So basic t-shirt, you're saying 100 grand-ish. So we'll go into here, we'll go to t-shirts. Now, $150, $890, $2,000 for that one. So if you want us to go to the cheap ones, you're looking at a couple $100. There are some really expensive outfits, but you don't have to buy them, which is cool. And like this top I've got on, it was free. When Ubisoft Connect claimed, I got a handful of tops, handful of pants. I was like, can I equip them for free? They done an update. When was the update? Can't remember, it was about a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And it fixed a lot of the issues, but introduced a couple of other ones. They fixed the textures on the characters. The skin looks more skin-like now, and it looks like they've split the layers of the underwear and the character, so the underwear and the character's skin don't look like the same material. They look like they're actually separate materials now, which is cool. So if you want to run around in your underwear, it doesn't look like your underwear is literally painted on your skin. It actually looks like you're wearing underwear. They've added so you can change the haircuts and stuff like that in your characters. If I get into the store. You can change the hairstyles and everything of your character. So instead of going to hairdressers like in GTA, you go to your safe house to buy them, but then you can just go to wardrobe and you can change like your haircuts. Like you can put a beard on a female. The catch is you buy the style and then you buy the colour separately. If you can get it on sale, like even if it's only like 25% off or something like that, go for it, man. In the last 6 to 12 months, this is the only game that's come out that has delivered what it promised, in my opinion. Assassin's Creed was close, but that's pretty much exactly the same as the Assassin's Creed that came before it, just new styling. It's like, instead of being in London or in Greece or whatever, it's in England or the Netherlands, wherever you end up. It's Vikings. It's still Assassin's Creed though. If you played Watch Dogs 2, this is basically the same as Watch Dogs 2, but it's different enough that it feels like a whole new game. My biggest sell points on it is it's in London, so you drive on what I consider the proper side of the road.
I'm picking up an imminent threat in this area.
And if you like the Pokemon style, you know, got to catch them all type thing, it feels like that. So you got to go around, you scan your personnel. Where are we? If you go to your team, the people you recruit are on your team. Yeah, so if you've played Watch Dogs 1 or 2, the basic gameplay, like how you run, your parkour, and all that, it's all still there. The first Watch Dogs, yeah, the parkour wasn't so much in the first one. The second one had really good parkour. This has got the really good parkour in it. The combat feels really good. So when you're in like gunfights and stuff like that. The catch is, in this particular one, every character you... if I grab a character... no, she's not a standard one. She's not a standard one. Okay, she's a standard character. Oh, when I say standard, weapon-wise. If you look to the right, the weapons, they come with taser weapons. So if I go to edit, those are the two weapons that most characters come with. But if you want to get into a really good gunfight, you want a weapon that feels like a weapon. So you got to go looking for ones like, she's got a rifle, she's got a pistol, and she's a hitman. So she's got the pistol and the rifle. So you got to go looking for them, and it's kind of like the Pokemon thing. Each NPC is randomly generated in the world. So everything about them is generated. So if I scan someone, it's generated her name, her job, her abilities. So as you can see, she's got sweeping and sticky fingers. Sticky fingers is actually a new perk. So that particular one, every time you pick up ammo from a drop, you'll get money. The hacking abilities from the first and second one have been turned back a little bit. So like you can't just go around hacking the traffic lights, for example, which is kind of sucky, but that's fine. But vehicles, you can still hack the vehicles. Certain abilities like, just say you want to electrify an enemy, that has to be by the character's abilities. So if I come into the abilities, for example, Let's find one that's got one. That's the new character, which is DLC, so I can't really use her as an example. There you go, that one there. She can electrocute enemies. So if I choose her, and you can swap characters at any point, so long as you're not in combat or in a restricted area. Each character on your squad can use the same inventory of outfits, weapons, excluding specialty weapons. So like this character here does not have a specialty in like a rifle and all that. She can only use the taser weapons. But she has, as you see in the abilities, she's got the into there. She's got the shock enemies or electrify enemies and the unlimited range. I got her because of the unlimited range. When you're hacking, let's find one. There's none nearby, but there's camera. Oh, there's one right there. Camera. This character can be out of the normal range of hacking, and she can still hack because she's got the limited range. But she's also got, for example, if I want to electrocute someone, let's just say her, it's got the shock ability. But not all characters have that. Whereas in part 2, every character could do it if you unlocked it. Same with cars. She doesn't have a car, so she can't call a car out, but I do have... where is she? That one there? Yeah, that one there. She has the perk of, she's got a personal vehicle. She's also got the perk of clear the way, which is a getaway perk. So if you're driving a car, you can push one button and traffic just clears out your way. Actually, I can show you that quickly. So if I call her car out, there's her car. And when you're playing, you're going to remember, in Grand Theft Auto, you get on this side, but on this one, you got to get in this side for the driver's side. And if you look at the bar that just popped up, it's got rear view, clear the way, and stuff like that. The clear the way function, this is this character's ability. So if I press it, whenever I drive near something now, it'll clear it out the way automatically. I don't have to push any button myself. It does it all itself. She's also, I believe this one's also got the ability of, where is it? Anti-chase, that one there. So those little drones that you see flying around, I'll find that one there, just say example. No, that's the wrong one. There's chase drones. That one there, just no, that's a cargo. Oh, out of my way, traffic. There's ones called chase drones, and when you get, look at, if I get the one to level, here's an example. There's my one to level. The bar's similar idea to Grand Theft Auto, so it's 1 to 5, but instead of being stars, they're cautions. If you notice, there's nothing chasing me other than the cars. It's because it's got the anti-chase, which is the little, those things that are flying around the skies. There's chase, that's a news one. There's chase versions. If you don't have this perk, if I get out of combat so I can swap characters, and I'll show you, do the same thing again, only with one that isn't a getaway driver. I'll get chased by the little drones as well. So if I choose her, for example, if you've got a character that's got a vehicle, like that one I just had, if you pull that character out, call the vehicle, then swap to the character you prefer, the character you just swap to, like this one here, for example, can use,
like you on our team.
if I can remember where I left the car,
Banging! I'm gassed.
apparently on its side, but
Hell
if this was on its wheels, this character could use that car. So, I'll grab this one. Okay, and I'll just get a wanted level. Yeah, pedestrians will do it. Work, it. If you're worrying about handling, it feels, I want to say, I wouldn't say more realistic, but less, hard to explain. Kinda arcadey, but not arcadey. If that if that makes any sense. You can't. It's less forgiving than Grand Theft Auto. So if you make a mistake, like you hit something, you will notice it. Come on, give me a cop car, will you? Actually, out of the way, get it onto level. If I just shoot off my weapon. Onto level. And there comes a cop car. So if I need to do a runner, with a bit like you'll see the drones. It's going to give me the drones, probably not. Yeah, it's not going to do it for me, is it? Yeah, one caution wasn't enough.
Control, I've lost sight of the target.
The more cautions you get, obviously the harder it is, and you'll get a lot more heat. So like, more cop cars will chase you, they'll get more aggressive. More drones will chase you. The chase drones, which I'm talking about, can actually immobilize your car to a certain extent too. Like that one, for example. No, not that one. The one that's bugging out. This one here. When you first start off, you won't be able to hack these. You have to unlock that in your perk tree. But this is a counter-terrorism drone. That one is a riot drone. They're slightly different, but they're pretty powerful. They're not your big concerns when you're in car chases. It's the littler ones, which are... Let me get one. That's a delivery drone. Ah, there we go. This one here. These here have an ability. They've got this rail gun, so if you look at that car, for example, if I shoot it. I missed. Try again. See how to mobilize the car? And when you're getting chased, the car still operates, but it handles very, very bad. Like, it doesn't accelerate, your steering is sluggy, it's a pain in the butt. So these will chase you. If you've got the anti-chase, these will not chase you. They'll see you, they go, oh no, don't chase that person. So it's handy to have. And with the perks, go to your tech tree. Every single one of these here have to be unlocked when you first start off. Yeah, when you first start off, I think the only one you start off with is either you can get that one or that one. Are the only two you can get to start off with. They're the only ones that are cheap enough straight off the bat to get, because you need the green diamonds, reputation, and everything you do, whether it be recruiting or tech tree upgrades and stuff like that, requires that. In story mode, offline mode, it's different. To recruit someone, you can do a mission for them. I prefer the story modes method, but they're doing this to make money. So, as you can see down there, it's got that one, turrets, and the other two ones, they're all unlockable. And obviously, like that one, you can still see, like, if I use 4 points, that one I'm in now, the chase drone, I can then use it against the enemies with a simple press. And that was with any of my characters. So any operative I use, so any of my team members here can use any of those perks. Things like that one, cloaking your downed enemies, is invaluable. So if you take an enemy out and you want to remain not spotted, stealthy or whatever, take the enemy out, cloak the body. They will not know there's a downed enemy there. Recruitment upgrades, that's so you can recruit more people. These two here are new ones. They were added in the last update. That one there is a guardian drone. So if you spawn that in, it will then follow you around and protect you. So if someone's trying to attack you, it will attack them automatically. Then there's the weapon upgrades in the bottom left there. They usually along the lines of bigger magazine, faster rate of fire and quicker reloads. So like if you look at the pistol, where are we there? It's got like non-lethal personal weapon, it's got short range, increased magazine, and then adds a silencer. So if you add the silencer, they won't hear you shoot. This particular character I'm using now, she's my, in brackets, tank. So if I pull her, exit the drone, yeah, like that. If I bring out her abilities, there you got, she's got her LMG, and she's got the non-lethal thingy. She's also got a crowbar. But if you look at the top, she's got an elite turret spider bot, and then she's also got the standard turret spider bot that every operative can use, because that spider bot, every single operative you've got in your team can use that spider bot. So for example, if I throw this one out, that's the elite one. This particular character is the only one that can use that one. If an enemy comes within range and it attacks me, that spider bot will defend me. But then if I switch to the side and grab my other one, so this character now has 2 turrets with her. And then I can just whip out my gun, and that's 3 guns defending this spot. Watch my spider bot, lady. So that's why I use this character for tanking. If I were to defend a certain area or something like that, I'll call these 2 little spider bots out, take cover somewhere, and I can tank it. So that's where you use your different operatives for different things. Like for example, that's my spy. That's a cop. So the police officer, like I've got 2 cops. That one's private investigator, or detective I should say. So she doesn't have like a police uniform. So I've grabbed another one further down that actually has a police uniform. I think it's her. Yeah, her. She's got an actual police uniform. So I'll pull her out. They have the handcuff ability, and they can access anywhere a police officer can access. So like police stations and stuff like that. They can walk into the police office, the police station, without getting a wanted level.
I'm rather looking forward to the experience. Let's go hunt
if I
some
switch
baddies.
on the police uniform, so now she's dressed as a cop. So you're gonna like role play as a cop. That's what you got to do. We'll turn on the handcuffs and just say, for example, that character right there that's walking in, she looks drunk. I might arrest her. So it's got arrest. I can then go like this, and she's arrested. And he just assaulted me, so I'm gonna arrest him. So there's 2 types of cops. There's the Albion, which is the bad cops, and then there's what this character is, which is the good cops. This is a standard police officer, whereas that's like the military, if you want to call it that. And that's who you're fighting, the military, the Albion. There is also the gangs, which is what that character is. And as you see, she's got access to the gang areas. That character is an Albion officer, same as one out in the street. So if certain areas on the map, I'll show you on the map. That's a gang. That one there, that location right there. That is literally, if you're an Albion officer, you can get in there without sounding an alarm straight off the bat. Actually, fast travel there, and because this character is an Albion officer, she can, or the other one I should say, can just walk in there. The police officer cannot, because it's Albion only. If it was a police station, it's police in Albion, then the police officer can access it. It's the same with the gang members. If it's a gang member area, the gang member uniform can get you in there without getting a wanted level. The minute you start shooting up, then that uniform is obviously not going to protect you. So this is a police officer, and in there, behind those, is Albion only. So if I switch to my Albion character, this is where the choosing the right operative really comes into play here. You know, like Pokemon, like if you're fighting Charizard, you got to choose like Squirtle, because fire is weak against water.
Welcome aboard.
Right, so this is an Albion character,
so ready to help out the cause.
and
Fucking
that
excellent.
place I was just at, remember the bar things were red, now they're blue, because this character can just walk through there. without getting one to level. Providing I don't pull a weapon out, start shooting up, do something that this character would not normally do, like an Albion would not do.
Alright, just act normal.
Then I won't be spotted. They will spot you if you get up nice and close and hang around them. That's why that bar was there filling up. So they'll go, hang on a minute, I don't know that person. That person isn't normally on this, in this location. They'll get suspicious. See, there's the bar. That's where they're hacking. You just give them a quick hack. You distract them, walk past them. But I can now, like, if someone wants to get into this area, I can literally come in here, stay undetected, and come in. The place to turn it off, the alarm, the doors and stuff should be just in here. If I come in here, I will distract that person, take them out. See, and no one saw me do it. So there's the disable light in that other room. I've just turned that front barrier off. So I go back. He'll go and turn it back on because it's turned off. See, and he turned it back on, and I can just go. And notice how I've got the 1 to level now because I've done something that this guard would not normally do. So my cover's blown. And if you're doing a challenge where you need enemies to kill, sometimes setting the alarm off is beneficial. So just say you've got to kill 10 enemies and there's only 8 in the area. If you set the alarm off, they'll call for reinforcements, and instead of having only 8, you'll have 15, and you'll definitely get your 10. So yeah, that's where that comes into effect. I don't think there's anything else I can talk about. That noise you can hear is a... Where are they? They're here somewhere. Oh, there they are, right there. Okay, yeah, and since my character went down, this is where a doctor or a police officer or a judge or something like that on your team is beneficial. If they've got the right perk, it can reduce... see, that character is arrested. It's got a cooldown period. So if I choose, for example, my investigator, which has the bailout, so the team arrest release, she's the character that makes it so that the character that just got taken out can be reused quicker. If you don't have that perk or the triage, if I go back into it, it says 23 minutes. But I won't have to wait 23 minutes because this character has a team arrest release. It says arrested 23 minutes, but in about a minute and a half, I'll get a message saying it was released because this character has released it. And same with my doctor, which is, it's in there somewhere. I've got a doctor that's got triage, which is the same but for injured. Okay. Trying to think if there's anything else that might be worth pointing out to you. The rank, that's like if you've played, you know, your usual free-to-play like Fortnite, stuff like that, you get seasons. That's that kind of thing. I've maxed it out so I can't earn any more in it. But in 19 days it resets and I can start earning again, and that's where you can get all your half-decent stuff from. Let's see what else have we got. Your store, that's where like Grand Theft Auto, there are shark cards. That's all that sort of stuff that you don't have to see if you don't want to. There's your sessions, so you can go friends only or not.
I can confirm
there is a trick to reset or refresh your session. So just say, like the stream I done like earlier today, I was trying to take out a particular person. So for example, if I'm here and I need to take out a particular person that's just inside, it's not the correct person, or I want to do it over and over again, I can just come, okay, I've taken the person out, come back out to here, go from friends only, go to public, and then go straight from public back to a friends only, and it will refresh the session. And then that person I took out will be respawned back in again, and I can retake them out again. So if you're going to take out like the 3 captains, that's how I did it. I would take the captain out, refresh my session, take the same captain out again, or the captain that's in the same location again. You got a question? Go for it, dude. Oh, anti-consumer. It's when a company doesn't take its customers' rights or whatever you want to call it into effect. So, for example, if you go to McDonald's or any sort of food store and you ask for a particular piece of food and they just don't care whether that product is good enough to be sold to that customer, that's anti-consumer. It's at the, because there's a couple of companies that are doing it, but CD Projekt and Sony are both doing it right now. Sony with their crossplay and the fact that evidence is showing now that they've always been against crossplay, and it's not because they want to protect the customers, it's because they want to protect their bank balance. So for example, like Sony, they didn't want to do crossplay with, like I knew it all along, and most people did, but it's actually proven now that they didn't care about protecting, for example, the kids. They wanted to protect their bank balance, and that's anti-consumer. It's make the customer not trust the business because they care about their wallet and not us. And this stream was started to have a discussion about how it doesn't just affect the product that they're being anti-consumer about. So for example, if Sony releases a game, Minecraft is a good example. Being anti-consumer towards with Minecraft doesn't just affect Minecraft. It has a follow-on effect of anybody who's involved with Minecraft will be affected by being anti-consumer doing that. So if, example, Notch, the creator of Minecraft, he's no longer involved in it because he sold it to Microsoft, but if, for example, Sony with their anti-crossplay, when you then think of Minecraft, you think of being anti-consumer. And in that same respect, if you think of Notch, you think of Minecraft. So therefore, you think of being anti-consumer. And that's what this discussion was about. That a lot of these people, they're having this discussion like on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, or in the news feeds, aren't discussing that aspect. How they'll say like Sony's being anti-consumer or CD Projekt being anti-consumer, but they're not talking about the fact that what else is it affecting because they're being that. Where, believe it or not, Watch Dogs is probably the least anti-consumer product out right now. It's like they're the one that's actually benefiting, like this character customization thing that they added, their hairstyles, the makeup and stuff like that. It was because the customers asked for it. And can we get this? Can we get this? And Ubisoft are going, enough people are asking, let's add it. So they added it. There was that, and there was another thing they added too that was because the customers were asking for it. Depending on your financials, dude, if you got to spare whatever the game costs, like, yeah, go for it, man. If you're saving your pennies for something more important, like a bill or whatever, stick to that, dude. It's just a game. But if you've got the spare money and you can afford it, by all means look into it. From what I can gather, PC is a little behind on the consoles because they had issues with the multiplayer. They haven't made any more statements lately about it, but they were finding issues like with Grand Theft Auto, how there's a lot of like modders and griefers and stuff like that. They don't want to repeat that. So they postponed the multiplayer on PC. I'm assuming it's out now, I can't say for sure, but they just wanted to iron out any issues that they may have discovered. So that's why the PC might be a little bit behind on the consoles, but generally speaking, both Xbox, PC, and PlayStation are all running relatively well. I wouldn't say it's running perfect. You still have the occasional issue and the occasional bug, like all games do. Like earlier in this stream, the whole world flashed purple. Those kind of bugs are still in here. And same with the stream I did earlier where I spoke about how I couldn't complete the takedowns on captains because it was bugging out. Those sort of issues are still there. But when you compare it to games like Cyberpunk or anything like that, no worries, dude. You take it easy. Yeah. So if you, you didn't have to correct yourself, man. I knew what you were saying. Well, I might end the stream anyway. You take it easy, dude. And anyone else who watches the stream later. I hope the stream helps, and I hope it starts up discussions of people talking about how being anti-consumer doesn't just affect the product you're being anti-consumer about. Because that's the main issue. Alright. Catch you later, and I'll catch anyone who watches this later. I'm doing a dream stream later tonight, so I'll see you during that. Catches, stay safe, and look after each other.